the three-point shot. And Creighton really doesn't have anyone that protects the rim. They only average a half of a block shot per game. So I think if they can attack the rim and crash the boards, you know, you've got Tommy Hamilton, Marchuch, you've got some big bodies. Look for second chance opportunities, because if you get too caught up in the game that Creighton plays, you're not going to win. They are as good as anybody in the country getting up and down and shooting the three.
Let the shot clock breathe a little bit as well. Let's get it out to Omaha and the guys calling the game. Here's Corey and Kevin.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Lumberjacks, you bet. Plenty of blue in the house as well tonight. The CenturyLink Center in downtown Omaha. More than 17,000 expected tonight. Big East basketball on Fox College Hoops as the 12th-ranked Creighton Bluejays take on the Blue Demons from DePaul. And good evening, everybody. Alongside Kevin O'Neill, I'm Corey Provis. And for DePaul, it's easy. Or I guess it's really not easy, but one challenge tonight to slow down Doug McDermott. At the same time, really try to do something no team has done this year, and that is beat the Blue Jays on their own home floor.
Well, you got over 17,000 fans here. They're not thinking just Big East title. They're thinking national championship, and they should be thinking that. DePaul, a great opportunity for a quality win.
And the Blue Demons have dropped their last 5 ball games. They do have Billy Garrett Jr. back with them tonight. Garrett missed a few games with an illness, did make his return on Monday against Georgetown, but Garrett really struggled in the first matchup between these two teams. 0 of 10 shooting at the Allstate Arena a month ago in Chicago. As for DePaul, the 10th different starting lineup the Blue Demons have used this year. You see that 5 once again without leading scorer Cleveland Melvin. He remains suspended for violation of team rules. Doug McDermott, already Creighton's all-time leader in points, field goals, and three-point shooting percentage. He could add to his impressive resume tonight. You see the numbers, 9 points, 6 rebounds shy of becoming the 8th player in NCAA history to eclipse 2,750 points and 1,000 rebounds in his career. As for the Blue Jays, it'll be Avery Dingman in the starting lineup for the 7th straight game. Mentioned the Lumberjack theme tonight. That is in honor of Ethan Wragge. That's his nickname. Grant Gibbs not in the starting lineup tonight, but he did practice this week. Don't rule out Gibbs making his return after missing the last 6 games with a knee injury. Greg McDermott, year number 4 as the head coach here at Creighton, already close to 100 wins during his time here in Omaha. On the flip side, Oliver Purnell, also in year number 4 in Chicago. Purnell 40 and 77 so far in his career, leading DePaul.
If Doug was Oliver's son, Corey, it might be different.
McDermott jumping center against Tommy Hamilton the 4th. And the opening tap controlled by Creighton, underway here tonight in Omaha.
I think it's going to be really important for DePaul to establish a defensive presence early on, not just on Doug McDermott, but this whole Creighton team.
McDermott coming off a 39-point game, misses his first shot. And the rebound comes down to DePaul as Dingman and McKinney collide inside. Creighton has not played in 10 days. Pete St. John's on this floor back on January 28th on McDermott's game-winning 3. Speaking of threes, good start early on for DePaul as Brandon Young knocks down his first.
With Cleveland Melvin not available, Brandon Young's going to take the lead along with Billy Garrett with the DePaul team on both ends of the floor.
Lob inside for McDermott, a quick catch and his first 2.
I think he's the best post-up player in the whole country. I mean, that's just another part of his game.
Hamilton creating a lane inside and scores. There's the freshman from Chicago, Tommy Hamilton the 4th. Dingman had a 16-point game against the Blue Demons in Chicago last month. Nobody picks up Chapman, long 2. The junior from the Colony, Texas, averaging 7 points per game. Chapman knocks it down. It's a 1-point game.
Right there, and they covered this in shoot-around this morning. They wanted to switch that pick and roll with McDermott. They got crossed up. Both of them went to McDermott. Both defenders, wide open shot. That's what he does as a great player. Gets everybody else shots.
Juan Marrero. Miss It'll be great basketball.
Let's take a look at this right here. Both guys leaning toward McDermott. Wide open shot. Must be great to be a teammate of his.
That's a good point, Kevin, because he draws so much attention, not just when he has the ball, but what he does away from the ball as well.
He forces you to game plan for him in the post, on the perimeter, in pick and roll, on the three-point line. That's a lot of stuff to cover.
Wragge met by McKinney, and McKinney giving Wragge no room to work with. Now Dingman, shot clock is under 10. Again, it's Chapman, met by Garrett. The senior Manigat will drive, finds Dingman. Nice curl pass.
They do such a good job of sharing the basketball. Everybody talks about it. The Creighton Bluejays do it better than anybody in the country.
Lead the Big East in assists, and everybody talks about Creighton's ability to score. But #1 in the league in assists. Now a steal. Dingman goes behind the back. Does it again. Manigat trailing for 3. And the rebound knocked out of bounds. The last touch by Dingman. It'll be DePaul basketball.
Substitution for the Blue Jays. Checking in, number 10, Grant Gibbs.
Let's take a look at this, Corey. They move the ball, drive, dish, really unselfish. Every single one of these guys understands their role and lives it up every single time.
Meanwhile, the crowd responding to the return of Grant Gibbs. Missed the last 6 games after dislocating his kneecap. Greg McDermott said it'd be between 4 and 6 weeks, just over 4 weeks, and Gibbs is back. Young misses the 3, then Wragge is fouled. Grant Gibbs back with Creighton tonight. Practice all week long, received a rare 6th year of eligibility over the summer. And he was honest. He thought when that was sent to the NCAA, the chances of him being granted that 6th year was about 20%.
Well, for Creighton, that's great news because he's really the heart and soul of their team. I mean, Doug McDermott's the best player. They've got a lot of good players. This guy really makes them go. Unselfish. Right there we see it. Finds McDermott, lays it right on his hands. Easy basket.
How many times have Creighton fans seen that tandem work on that exact play? Gibbs finding McDermott, and the Blue Jays lead by 3.
Plus, Grant's 34 now that he's been in college this long.
Here's Billy Garrett Jr. for 3. There's the guy we focused on at the start, Kevin, Billy Garrett Jr.
I think he's the best freshman in the league. He got sick, missed a couple weeks. He's down about 10 pounds, but he's really talented and a well-rounded player.
McDermott's first 3. A 44% three-point shooter this year, and he remains Creighton's all-time leader in three-point shooting percentage. He has 5. Check that 7.
It's kind of like pick your poison. Post up, pick and roll, 3.
Young off a screen from Hamilton. Works around McDermott and gives the rebound. Chapman trailing, catching for 3. Now McKinney playing with a sore ankle and scores. McKinney missed a couple of days as well with an ankle injury. He made his return on Monday in a loss to Georgetown.
The one challenge Creighton has to winning the national title is they don't defend the rim because of a lack of size on the inside.
McKinney pulls up short. McDermott had position, and he was fouled by Hamilton. Now that will take us to a timeout here in Omaha. Well, Doug McDermott off to a great start per usual, has 7 of the Blue Jays' first 11. Early on tonight in Omaha, Creighton leads by 1. Welcome back to Fox College Hoops for presentation of Big East basketball, brought to you by New York Life Insurance Company. Welcome back to Omaha. 12th ranked Creighton on top of DePaul, 11-10. 14:45 to play. in the opening half. And Doug McDermott already 7 points here tonight. You see he continues to climb the all-time scoring chart. Now 21 shy of J.J. Redick, 18th all-time. And Doug McDermott likely will surpass, barring injury, 3,000 points during the Big East tournament. At 3,000 points, rare air, just 8 players have accomplished that feat, which McDermott is set to break later on this season.
And it's going to happen less and less with all these guys coming out as freshmen and sophomores. Doug McDermott's had the luxury of being here 4 years, and he certainly has taken advantage of it.
There's Gibbs. Back out to McDermott. He'll drive the floater.
Corey, Grant Gibbs has found Doug McDermott 3 different times in just a 2.5-minute period for baskets. Those guys are tied together mentally.
9 points for McDermott now, 2,750 career points. And the pass was kicked by McDermott. And will stay with DePaul.
Here's a great job right here. Grant Gibbs draws 2, finds McDermott. He's got all the shots. He's got the post up, the turnaround, little teardrop, off 2 feet, off 1 feet. Very skilled.
Donald misses along the baseline. Sandy Marchuch runs down the offensive rebound. Forrest Robinson pops for 3 and knocks it down. Robinson earning more playing time of late. That's his spot. He's a 3-point shooter.
DePaul has size, and what Robinson gives him is a pick and pop shooter with size so they can play a center alongside him. Tough matchup for Creighton.
Isaiah Zerden, redshirt freshman. Now they swing it out. Manigo for 3. Nobody boxing out, grabs the rebound. He stepped out of bounds. So Creighton turns it over. It's DePaul basketball. Avery Dingman returns for the Blue Jays. And Grant Gibbs will get a seat and a nice hand.
There's never anything good that comes out of an injury, but if there is, Avery Dingman has gotten a chance, as has Zerden, to play more minutes with Grant Gibbs out and maybe improve their depth going into the tournament.
It was in that DePaul game when Gibbs was injured last month. Dingman stepped up, finished with 16 points in that game. Terrell McDonald pops for 3. And Dingman the rebound. Inside, Will Artino. Off the feed, his first bucket. Creighton by 2.
That's just too easy. Beat him straight to the basket for an easy lay-in.
Off the glass, no, fell out for R.J. Currington. The rebound tapped out of bounds by DePaul. Creighton basketball.
We're going to see right here a one-pass layup in transition, beat down by the big. This just can't happen. Great for Creighton, but DePaul's got to be much better on transition defense.
Tino started the first 7 games of the season for Creighton. Isaiah Zerden with that good pass. Finding the open player inside. Garrett back in for DePaul.
Artino's stats have actually been better off the bench. Probably more comfortable, not as much pressure. Plays a little more free, a little easier.
This match here, Chabin around Marchuch. He finds Wragge. The Lumberjack honoring him tonight, knocks down his first 3.
If you're DePaul, you got to step right into his chest. The last thing you can do is give him an open 3.
At about at 50% from beyond the arc is Wragge this year. Garrett can't answer. Marchuch the offensive rebound. Had it knocked away by Artino. Got it back again. And this time he was fouled. And that will take us to a timeout here in Omaha. DePaul basketball, we come back, but Ethan Wragge on his own night knocks down his first 3, and the Blue Jays lead by 5. Well, tomorrow, Big East basketball presented by New York Life Insurance Company returns as Providence takes on Xavier. Coverage beginning tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, right here on Fox Sports 1. As we take a look at an updated glance at the Big East Conference standings that is current after Villanova won earlier tonight here on FS1, knocking off Seton Hall 70-53. So Creighton, a half game behind Villanova for that top spot. Villanova comes here to Omaha coming up later on this month. DePaul and Butler rounding out the bottom of the league thus far.
I think this league could get 5 NCAA tournament bids. It all depends on who can get a quality win here, in there, on the road. Do you get a ranked win versus Villanova and Creighton? Those things will really play out at the end of the year. It depends who wins the tournament. But I think they get 5.
Greg McDermott has led the Blue Jays to the NCAA tournament in back-to-back seasons. Knocked down in the round of 32 in consecutive years. Marchuch misses both. 2 years ago, Creighton went to the NCAA tournament as an 8 seed. A year ago, went as a number 7 seed. Both times in that round of 32, the Blue Jays lost to an ACC team. As McDermott falls down, he was fouled by Marchuch. The graduate student transferred from Purdue, Marchuch, called with the personal. That's his first and third on DePaul.
Watch McDermott here. He knows he's got Marchuch on him, a big guy. Doesn't settle for a jumper, doesn't shoot a step back, puts it on the floor and gets the foul. It's going to go well for him at the next level, recognizing things like that.
Entry pass, it comes to Zierden, and he knocks it down. Redshirt freshman from the Minneapolis area, Isaiah Zierden. The Blue Jays riding a 7-0 run. The lead is 7.
It's important for DePaul to have a great offensive possession right here. You don't want to let these guys take it any farther than 7.
Hamilton works on Chapman and scoops and scores. Creighton wastes little time. Back up the floor come the Blue Jays. Inside it goes to Dingman. Caught the bucket and a foul. Unselfish passing yet again. That time it was Chapman feeding Dingman.
Oliver Purnell can't be happy here. In transition after a made basket, somebody misses the assignment, a layup at the other end. Too many easy baskets given up by DePaul, too many paint catches, especially after Tommy Hamilton makes a great play to score in a mismatch.
Currington the foul, his first, and Dingman short on the free throw try. Currington double figures 3 straight games and can't hit the layup. And Chapman the rebound. Here comes the junior. He'll kick it out to Dingman. The shot fake. Runner in the paint is good. Dingman has 6. Timeout DePaul. The Creighton lead is 9 with 10:24 to play.
We have 30-second timeout for the Blue Demons.
So we'll step aside. Avery Dingman seeing more and more playing time with the injury to Grant Gibbs. Gibbs is back for Creighton, but Dingman still doing his part, and the Creighton lead is 9. Welcome back to Lumberjack Night here in Omaha. Plenty of flannels, plenty of beards, warm hats. Some pull it off well.
I don't think I could pull that off. I'm not sure he is either, but I mean, at least he's got, he's got a warm head, that's for sure.
Out of the timeout, DePaul basketball, Creighton by 9.
Paul's got to be really careful to get a great shot on every possession.
And Sekile in for the first time for DePaul. Sekile did not play Monday against Georgetown. Shot clock is at 5 for Young. Got away with a push-off, no foul called. And then a pass is forced inside by McKinney. And a shot clock violation. It'll be Creighton basketball.
DePaul got the ball really where they need to right now with this little run Creighton's on. They got it into Tommy Hamilton. He drew the double team. On the throw out, they got to take advantage of that and get a wide open shot on the weak side.
So the graphic, the Blue Jays have hit 6 of their last 7 from the field, including the last 5. Alley-oop! Gibbs to McDermott.
First time DePaul wins zone.
It's a 13-2 Creighton run as we take a look at the alley-oop.
On the backside. Throw right over top of the zone. Who says McDermott can't jump?
He has 9. Sekile the rebound. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called on Gibbs. Sekile grabbed that rebound. He was throwing arms, elbows flying. With the foul called from the 6th-year senior Gibbs. Robinson back in for the Blue Demons. And Sekile will come out. Robinson off the inbounds from Garrett, knocks it down. Second field goal for Robinson tonight.
They needed that badly. They're back man-to-man. Let's see what Creighton's got for them now.
Maniga, Wragge looking for a second 3, knocks down his second 3. Second all time in Creighton history in three-point shooting. Only Kyle Korver has made more. Garrett on the drive. Hamilton, his three-pointer too strong. And McKinney the offensive rebound, and he throws it away. It's loose. Robinson, Maniga there. And an over and back violation is going to be called. It'll be Creighton basketball.
I love how both guys took off and went for this ball. Look, flat out, both of them. I don't know why it's over and back. But the ref said so, so it must be, right, Corey?
Yeah, and Alvin Purnell, Kevin, he was wondering the same thing. He was talking with Lamar Simpson, official that made that call.
Forrest didn't even have the ball.
McDermott pops for 3. And Young the rebound. McDermott a game high 11. McKinney off the crossover. Pretty spin. Can't finish. Tapped out to Gibbs. He has numbers. Trailing Chapman rejected out of bounds by McKinney. Nice recovery defensively from Charles McKinney, the junior from Evanston, Illinois. We have a timeout here in Omaha. Creighton by 12. 7:56 to play in the opening half. Blue Jays lead by a dozen. Under 8 minutes to play in the opening half. 12th ranked Creighton on top of DePaul, 29-17. Tonight's New York Life keep good going stat. Inside the numbers on Creighton's offense this year. Points per game, shooting, three-point shooting. But there's that number that doesn't get discussed too often. How well they are passing the ball this year.
Well, you know what, Corey? They don't have a lot of one-on-one players, ability-wise, and they realize that. So they play through Doug McDermott. They share the ball. They're always willing to give up a good shot for a great shot. That's a key if you want to win championships, whether it be division championships, league championships, or national titles.
Tonight alone, inside McDermott, the layup. He has 13. Blue Jays tonight have passed the ball well. They have yet to turn it over. 11 assists, no turnovers.
On 31 points. Gotta go.
Shot clock's under 10. Young, the senior, has to force it. And the ball, I believe, was tapped in. Are they going to say that's a 3? Nope, it's a tap for McDonald.
That was a heck of a play, McDonald.
McDonald averaging 5 points per game. He made a couple of starts. Billy Garrett Jr. was out with an illness. Gives off the fake. What do you want? There is the first turnover.
Substitution for the ball is number 0, RJ Currington.
You know, it's interesting. Creighton, no matter, it almost looks like they're interchangeable how they play on the perimeter. Even their bigs can step out and make a pass. Real ton of dribble, pass, shoot, skilled players that play off each other very well.
So Will Artino back in for Creighton. Gibbs comes out. Young off the fake, got Dingman up, a bump. No, would not have counted. Ball was on, the foul rather was on the floor. The foul's going to be on Dingman, his second, and the third team foul.
Good recognition by Brandon Young. You never want to be the first guy off the floor on defense. Dingman gets off his feet. Great recognition, right to the rim.
Dingman comes out, Zierden returns. Dingman picks up his second. Robinson back in for DePaul, and Sekile comes out. Hamilton backing down Artino. Robinson open look for 3. And the rebound will be
Bluejay basketball.
out of bounds. It'll be Creighton basketball.
You know, Tommy Hamilton can really create things in the post. Creighton doesn't have a great matchup for him. When he's one-on-one, they're going to have to give help or double. Forrest Robinson's got to knock down that open shot.
Creighton shooting at nearly 67% from the field. McDermott has 13. Three-pointer is short. Robinson the rebound. Currington open look. His three-pointer. And McDermott pulls down the rebound. Some open look. Zierden trailing. His 3. Artino, the offensive putback, couldn't finish. He wanted a foul. But we play on.
Every player wants a foul. They couldn't have just missed, right?
Hamilton. Artino draws contact and a foul. This will be a charge. And Hamilton charged with the personal. That's his second. Well, tomorrow, Fox College Hoops returns as Oregon takes on Arizona State. Coverage beginning at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific, right here on Fox Sports 1. Five team fouls on DePaul.
2 on Hamilton is the problem.
McDermott can't finish. Artino, the offensive rebound, finds McDermott. Rolled out, but he'll shoot 2.
The ball foul on number 55, Sunday Marchus.
Creighton's been around the rim a number of times on the last possession, just hasn't finished. Artino did a great job. Went and got the rebound and made the extra pass on a little drop-off to McDermott.
Well, you mentioned, Kevin, a moment ago, Hamilton now with 2 fouls. Sandy Marchuch, another key post player for DePaul. He just picked up his second.
Checking in for Austin Chapman.
If they lose those 2 guys for the rest of the half, which normally you do with 2 fouls, I think Oliver's going to have to play one of them or maybe alternate them. But then they're really having a struggle on the inside size-wise.
Checking in for Doug McDermott.
Wragge returns, and McDermott will sit 15 points.
You know what I like about Doug McDermott? He doesn't want to come out. He's mad when he comes out of the game. He just played 15 straight minutes with 15 points, and he's mad. He wants to be in there and help his team win.
And there's 5 minutes to play in the half. Foul. This will be on Jahans Maniga. That's his first. Fourth team foul on Creighton.
DePaul's really trying to evolve in the last couple weeks offensively. When you lose a guy like Cleveland Melvin, who's a guy you go to and run things through, now you got to feel your way out. And for Oliver Purnell, that's hard to do halfway through the conference season. So they're still trying to find themselves a little bit. And they're playing some freshmen.
Speaking of freshmen, one checks in for Creighton, Zach Hansen. As Young knocks down the three. Second three for Young. He has 6 points.
Fred McDermott's not happy about that. Brandon Young's their best player by far right now. They'll let him get a wide open shot.
Hansen the miss, but Gibbs on the weak side with the putback. First 2 for Gibbs.
I think he was passing that, wasn't he? Josh Hansen's going to be a very fine player. He's only a freshman. He's got a chance when they have some people leave to take over, be an integral part of this team.
Garrett knocks down the runner.
I think Billy Garrett has a great chance to be freshman of the year in the league.
Yeah, Rashid Jordan of St. John's was the preseason selection. Gibbs is short on that three-point try, but Garrett has been named the Big East Rookie of the Week 4 times this year. And a foul called on Creighton. It'll be DePaul basketball when we come back. We have a timeout here in Omaha. 3:42 to play in the opening half. Grant Gibbs, the sixth-year senior, is back. His first 2 for Creighton. And the Blue Jays lead by 11.
Rob Stone here in our halftime studio. See how number 6 Villanova rallied to drop Seton Hall and retain their lead in the Big East. Plus, we're going to tell you how many Big East teams will make the NCAA tournament. Now back to Corey and Kevin in Omaha.
Hi, Rob. Thank you. 3:42 to play in the opening half. Creighton on top of the ball, 35-24. On that note, Kevin, let's take a look at our Big East tournament outlook as we're more than halfway through the conference schedule.
I don't think you can count out Marquette at this point. I don't think you can count out St. John's, who's playing better of late. It's whoever plays well down the stretch. And then, as we all know, anybody can win the tournament. If you have a great weekend of basketball and get an automatic bid, then you steal one from another conference. I think they get at least 5.
Yeah, Creighton's going to have a tough game coming up as soon as this one is over tonight. The Blue Jays will be at St. John's on Sunday. And St. John's earlier in the week won at Providence.
And Doug and Greg McDermott, I understand, have never been in the Garden. I think they'll do okay.
As we went to break, Grant Gibbs was called for his second foul. So he's on the bench. There's Garrett driving. Now McDermott. McDermott had a chance to fire there, passed it up. And now Garrett resets. Off the crossover, his three-pointer. Fell out. Mark shoots the offensive rebound. Playing with those 2 fouls. Layup good and a foul.
That's what has to happen. Their bigs have to dominate Creighton's front line. Right here, Marchouche does a great job. He's just way bigger than Ethan Wragge. Goes right through him. Got a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play.
Marchouche, 6'10", 255. Wragge, 6'7", 225. Marchouche, graduate transfer from Purdue.
It's kind of been Creighton's advantage once they put Wragge in the starting lineup. He's really playing the center spot, the best three-point shooter in the country. It's a tough matchup. What you have to do on the other side is go right at his size and try to take advantage of him.
Well, Greg McDermott, he'll tell you that he knew that was going to be a flaw with his team entering the season. Gregory Echenique, now playing professionally overseas, Really lacking that go-to, I should say, post player and post presence. As Zierden knocks it down.
They're a tough matchup because of their size, and also because of their size, they're going to have trouble matching up against some bigger teams.
Zierden now with 4 points. 10-point game. 2.5 minutes to play. McDonald can't hit. Tapped out. And Zierden lets it go out of bounds. It's Creighton basketball.
Substitution for DePaul is number 20, Brandon Young.
As Young returns for DePaul. And McDonald will come out.
With Tommy Hamilton in foul trouble and Forrest Robinson out of the game, Brandon Young, who just came back in, has got to take over a little bit. Have that mentality. I'm a senior. I've got to get my team on the board on the offensive end.
Dermott. Position on Marrero with the right hand. Can't hit. Marchuk's the rebound. Good D there from Marrero. Now Marchuk sets the screen. Did he walk? It looked like it, and there's the call.
Bluejay basketball.
Young turns it over.
Darrell McDonald returns to the ball lineup.
Last 2 minutes, big for both teams. Creighton wants to stretch this out, get it to 12-14 by the half. DePaul would love to go into the locker room in single digits.
Zierden fires for three. And Marrero pulls down the rebound. Up the floor, DePaul in a hurry. Young trailing, catching his three was short. And the ball deflected out of bounds into the Creighton bench. It'll stay with DePaul. With 90 seconds to play until halftime. Last touch by Maniga.
Both teams really going hard for the ball. DePaul ends up with the possession. I'm not sure Greg agreed with that. But what they need to do is have a score and a stop and a score to get to the half. That would be big for them right now.
Young off a screen. Good look for three. And McDermott the rebound. There's Zierden.
Now's the time to get the ball to Doug McDermott.
And has position on Marrero. Back, squares him up. Contact, and McDermott throws it away. 2-on-1 for DePaul. Young layup, no. And a blocking foul will be called. And Young will shoot two. And Maniga will pick up the personal, his second. And that's team foul number 7.
Great job by Brandon Young to realize the defender was moving backward. He had not established himself. He tried to take it right through his chest. Good aggressive play.
Substitutions for both teams momentarily. Dingman and McKinney will check in. Young, though, shooting two.
DePaul still has a chance to do what we talked about. Get a score here, stop Creighton, and get a score on the last possession. If they could do that, they'd be in great position going in the locker room.
See the numbers on Young. He has 8 points here tonight. In fact, in his 8-point performance so far, he has eclipsed more than 1,700 career points at DePaul. 7th player in school history to do just that. Well, Dingman fouled in his drive along the baseline. And that's on Marchuk. That's his third. And that now puts Creighton at the free throw line. Both teams in the bonus the remaining 56 seconds.
You know, obviously Oliver Purnell doesn't want to give up a foul on that play, but Marchuk is a big coming out on the floor to cover Dingman, and Dingman, smart player, drove it right at him, got to the foul line.
So Marchuk, those 3 fouls, he will sit. Tommy Hamilton, the 4th, back on the floor with 2 fouls. Marrero comes out. Robinson, a 3-point threat, returns for DePaul. This is a 1-1 for Avery Dingman. 12 of 19 at the line this year. And he makes the first.
Avery Dingman has really improved his game. He looks more confident. He got a lot of playing time when Grant Gibbs was out. And that'll help them when they have foul trouble in tournament situations or fatigue. Build your depth. Greg McDermott's done a great job of building depth due to an injury.
Young inside, kicks it out to Garrett. He'll drive. His runner is good. Good take there from Garrett. He has 7. Shot clock is off. And Creighton calls a timeout with 34 seconds to play until halftime. Well, for the first time at Westminster, pure and mixed breed dogs compete for the Masters Agility Championship. Hosted by Greg McGinnis, Rosie Thompson, and Jennifer Hale. Coverage begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern only on Fox Sports 1.
And for the
fun
first
event.
time? First time. Mutts are allowed to compete.
Add some flair to the event.
I'm sure it will. Always good to have some mutts around.
Lumberjack crew. Ethan Wragge, Night, if you will. Ethan Wragge's nickname is the Lumberjack. Fans were encouraged to wear their flannel shirts, beards.
I think it's really cool at how many people really have dressed up like Lumberjack. Ethan Wragge's got to feel good. They like him. Half the people have flannel shirts on.
His teammates had a kick with that the other day in practice. Johans Maniga is Canadian. He said, we should have Canadian night to honor me. But Grant Gibbs had the best line. With all the injuries Gibbs has had, I want medical night.
Right. Right now, it's imperative for Creighton they don't leave any time on the clock for DePaul to get the last shot. They should shoot sometime in the last 2 to 3 seconds and not foul on the offensive rebound.
McDermott with 6. Wragge falls down. Dingman has to hurry with 4. Dingman in trouble. McDermott at the buzzer. His floater doesn't go, and that's the half. Here in Omaha, Creighton led by as many as 14, but it's an 8-point game at the break, 39-31. That's the end of the first half here in Omaha. Creighton on top by 8, 39-31. After the break, Rob Stone and Austin Crozier will be in our Fox Sports College Hoop Studios for our halftime report. You're watching Big East basketball on Fox Sports 1, your exclusive home for the entire Big East tournament. Halftime score here in Omaha. Creighton on top of DePaul, 39-31. The second half coming up momentarily. Welcome back to our coverage here on Fox College Hoops alongside my favorite Lumberjack, Kevin O'Neill. I'm Corey Provis. Interesting first half. Creighton got off to a tremendous start, led by as many as 14, but DePaul with an 8 at halftime.
Well, I really like how DePaul fought. On the defensive end, they fought, and down at the other end, offensively, they tried to get to the rim. They played with force on both ends of the court.
Quick look at our game summary taking us through the first half tonight here in Omaha. Mentioned Creighton got off to a tremendous start, and Doug McDermott a key part, 15 points in the first half.
Well, he plays so well around the basket. Look at that pass. The hockey pass leads to the next pass for a lip, makes all the right decisions, can score on the outside. DePaul's hanging in there because Brandon Young started to get going a little bit. Now what they got to do is establish Tommy Hamilton on the inside.
Look at some first half numbers. Creighton, a team that lives and dies really by the three-point shot. 3 of 12 from beyond the arc in the first half. DePaul 4-14. Rebounds a big part of DePaul's success. They're a good offensive rebounding team. In fact, second only to Providence in that category entering this one here tonight. And DePaul pulled down 7 offensive rebounds in the first half, coming out to 10 second chance points. McDermott 15 to lead the way. Garrett with 7. Dingman 8. And DePaul basketball. Second half underway here in Omaha. There's Garrett, open look for three. And Marrero the offensive rebound. Bounce pass inside to Hamilton with 2 fouls. Muscles up the shot, no. Another chance, Marrero can't hit. And DePaul stays with it.
Oliver Purnell's team is fighting hard every possession. If they keep doing that, get a couple breaks, they can get right back in this game.
There's McKinney. Shot clock is under 10. Hamilton is pass deflected, comes out to Garrett. His three-pointer doesn't go. McKinney's rebound, no. And he was fouled. So how about DePaul attacking the offensive glass in the opening second half moments?
They had a 53-second possession. 5 different opportunities. They stayed after the offensive boards and made good passes. They shared the ball. Let's see if they can cash in here, get two quick points, get this thing down to 6.
So Oliver Purnell kind of pacing the sidelines. Blue Demons have dropped their last 5. Kenny misses the first free throw, and Grant Gibbs is back in for Creighton. Gibbs 2 points, picked up a couple of fouls. First half, his first game back. He's dislocating his knee against DePaul last month in Chicago.
It's going to take Grant a little bit to get back. When you miss 6 games and a lot of practice time, it's going to take him a while to get his edge back, his quickness, and his timing. But it's good he's getting to play some minutes early in the half.
Wragge bounces inside to McDermott, and he scores with the right hand. Give McDermott 17. Gibbs just giving McKinney that 3-point attempt.
It's interesting, DePaul's size down. They've only got 1 big. They're playing with 4 smalls. Tommy Hamilton, only big on the floor for DePaul.
Maniga the rebound. Here's Chapman. Wragge. He bobbled that pass. Instead, Maniga pops for 3.
It'll be interesting to see if DePaul goes at Doug McDermott a little bit with a smaller guy and tries to drive him, maybe get him in some foul trouble.
McKinney off the crossover. He was fouling his way up, so McKinney back at the line shooting 2 more. And this is going to be on Maniga. And that's his 3rd and the 2nd on the Blue Jays here in the second half.
McKinney's not a great shooter, but he does play with force. He does get to the rim. I'd like to see him finish that. Now he's at the foul line. He's 1 of 2. The first trip this half. He's got to be 2 of 2.
Zerden back in for Creighton. And Maniga quiet here tonight. Now on the bench with 3 fouls. Set to score. McKinney did not play against Providence. Did not play against Seton Hall. Was out with an ankle injury. And his return on Monday against Georgetown. He knocks down a couple. That's a 7-point game.
If DePaul's going to have a chance to win on the road here at Creighton with this crowd, they got to make all their free throws and not turn the ball over.
Chapman against Garrett. Ten to shoot. Gibbs, he'll pop for 3. And the rebound pulled down by Young. Garrett trailing, catching, puts it up, no. Sekile, the offensive rebound. Here come the Blue Demons. It's a 5-point game. DePaul just attacking the offensive glass here in the second half. Oh, foul called on Sekile, his first.
Look right here, they're just going at the rim. They're sending 3 or 4 guys to the offensive board. They're trying to get to the rim on the initial play, and they're owning the backboard versus Creighton on the offensive glass.
Now 12 offensive rebounds for DePaul here tonight. Averaging about 13 per game. Zered in a wild shot, and Sekile the rebound. And Garrett throws it away. Errant pass was trying to set up Young in the corner.
You know, it's too bad. That was the right idea. They had numbers. Zerden had fallen down on the play. It's kind of what happens when you're struggling. You're just a little bit off in making the play to get you right back in the game.
Now a pass like that, just being out of the lineup for a couple of games, does that play a role?
Well, Billy Garrett, like we talked about earlier, he's down 10 pounds. He's a freshman anyway. He's being counted on to do a lot of things. It just got away from him and sailed a little bit over Young's head.
Sandy Marchuch with 3 fouls back in. Entry pass to McDermott, could not finish, and Young the rebound. Off the crossover, Young with the right hand and scores. What a start to the second half for DePaul. It's a one-possession game. Here's Chapman, the open lane, and scores over Marchuch.
Creighton has jumped into a 1-3-1 zone for the first time tonight. DePaul, let's see how they handle it.
Young had it stripped by Wragge.
Not well.
McDermott pops for 3. Got his own rebound, takes it, try to dunk it. Deflected, Gibbs gets it back and scores. Boy, it looked like McDermott, an offensive rebound. He was thinking about dunking it down. It was knocked away, and Gibbs picked it up and scored, and Oliver Purnell takes time. DePaul credited with the timeout. 15:29 to play. Will step aside as well. Creighton led by 8 at the half, but DePaul hanging around, crashing the offensive glass. Young, Garrett, Sekile and company, DePaul hanging around. Early on, second half here in Omaha. Creighton on top of DePaul, 45-38. Corey Provis alongside Kevin O'Neill. Game 2 of our doubleheader on Fox Sports 1. Villanova won earlier tonight, knocking off Seton Hall 70-53. Kevin, DePaul hanging around to beat Blue Demons basketball when play resumes. 7-point game, early stages, second half.
Well, they came out of the locker room, Corey, and they played with far more energy than Creighton did. They scrapped. They got on the offensive board. Defensively, they're playing harder. They look to be communicating a little bit better. It'll be interesting over the next 4 minutes, because if you're Oliver Purnell, you're saying, okay, we won that first 4. Let's try to win the next 4 minutes. Let's take it a little bit at a time, but they got to play with energy if they're going to do that.
You mentioned the offensive rebounding. DePaul with 5 offensive rebounds alone this half.
1-3-1 zone by Creighton again. 3 possessions in a row.
Gibbs kicked it. And that will take us to another timeout here in Omaha. 15:22 to play. DePaul basketball. Creighton on top by 7. Time for tonight's AT&T Impossible Feat, completing their incredible Cinderella run. Jim Valvano's NC State Wolfpack upset the Phi Slamma Jamma Houston Cougars. Lorenzo Charles' buzzer-beating dunk. The 1983 National Championship. 15:22 to play. Second half, Creighton on top of DePaul, 45-38.
I want to see how DePaul, they've seen it 3 times now. Let's see how they handle this 1-3-1 zone. They haven't had any success against it yet. But if they could solve this, they could get Creighton back man-to-man.
Shot clock is under 10 for Garrett. Entry pass deflected. And DePaul turns it over. McDermott trailing.
Creighton's got a real mismatch with McDermott matched up with Marchuch. Let's see if they get him out on the floor.
Marchuch, Kevin, has those 3 fouls. Here's Chabin, open lane, kicks it out. Zierden, the extra pass, leaves Gibbs open and knocks down the 3. He misses first 2 3-point attempts, knocks down that one. Gibbs has 7, and the lead is back into double figures for Creighton.
A great extra pass, and they're right back in this 1-3-1.
Let me ask you, what did Greg McDermott see that allowed him to go to this change defensively to go with the 1-3-1 zone?
I think he saw his man-to-man getting shredded, Corey.
Hamilton missed it. And then Hamilton with his back on the floor trying to knock it off Zierden. But it stays with Creighton. Wragge, deep 3.
That was from Marsh.
We watched Wragge warm up before the game tonight, and he's not just, sitting at the top of the key shooting. He's a good 25, 27 feet beyond as he's warming up before the game. Marchuch backs down on Wragge. Now Young, a tough 2, fell out, and Zierden the rebound.
DePaul's got to keep going inside.
Zierden missed the 3. Hamilton, he pops for 3 and knocks it down. Hamilton, despite his size, he's a 42% three-point shooter.
He's got skill, both inside and out. He's got great hands. Just has to mature as a young player.
Gibbs really forced that pass inside. Marchuch knocked that out of bounds. It'll be great basketball.
You're going to see right here, Tommy Hamilton just kind of drifts out of the inside. Wragge loses sight of him. Way too late getting out on him. Wide open 3.
Hamilton part of a bright future for DePaul. Hamilton just a freshman along with Billy Garrett Jr.
He needs great physical conditioning and strength work all spring, all summer.
McDermott off the fake, and he'll shoot 2. Robinson picks up the foul. That's his first.
Let's take a look at this, Corey. You got a big guarding Doug McDermott. He recognizes it, takes him right off the dribble, gets him in the air, and a little step through. He's got all the moves. Both hands. It's impossible for Forrest Robinson to guard Doug McDermott. Play in and play out.
Martino back in for Creighton, and Wragge will sit. McDermott now 3 of 3 at the free throw line. He has 19 points. You saw the 7 field goals for McDermott tonight. He's 1 field goal shy of 1,000 made field goals in his career. Sitting at 999 in his collegiate career. Young in the paint. Drew the contact, no whistle, but the finish. Purnell has both arms out to his side, wondering where's the call. Meanwhile, wide open look. Maniga struggles continue, and Hamilton the rebound. Maniga now 0 for 5 from the field. Young can't hit. Rebound tapped out. It comes to McDonald. His 3 is good. Darrell McDonald, a 46% three-point shooter. And DePaul's back within 4.
DePaul is fighting hard, actually outplaying Creighton up and down the court at both ends.
Robinson charged with the foul, but Darrell McDonald and the Blue Demons within 4. Under 12 minutes to play in the second half here in Omaha. Welcome back to Fox College Hoops presentation of Big East basketball, brought to you by New York Life Insurance Company. 11:57 to play, second half. Creighton on top of DePaul, 50-46. But the Blue Demons, like you said, Kevin, really outplaying Creighton, at least here in the second half.
Well, they're doing a great job of getting to the rim, finding open looks on the floor, getting great shots every time down, and they're just taking the game offensively right through Creighton's defense. They've already got 20 offensive rebounds and 16 second chance points.
Creighton ball out of the timeout. Zierden driving on Robinson. And a steal. Here's McKinney, the bounce to McDonald. He lost it, and Artino saved it. It comes down to McKinney, the putback. Another offensive rebound for McDonald. 2-point game.
Another second chance opportunity. Creighton's got to start cleaning up their own backboard.
That was off the Blue Jay turnover. In the corner, Chapman knocks it down. Big three for Austin Chapman. His first three tonight. He has 7 points. More than 18,000 here tonight. Young trying to answer. Hamilton taps it around, and it comes down to McDermott. Up the floor, Artino can't handle the pass from Maniga.
Here's a great play by Zierden to get in the paint, both feet. Wide open shot for Chapman. That's a great job of drawing the defense and being ready to shoot on a pass out of the paint. I think this crowd thought it might be easy for a while, Corey. It hasn't been easy at all.
Great at one point in the first half, led by as many as 14. It was an 8-point game at the break. Young against Gibbs. Shot clock again is under 10.
Gotta go.
Freshman Garrett on the drive, the feed, the miss inside. Good look for Currington. Gets it back and scores. First two for Currington. 3-point game.
Greg McDermott is wondering who the defensive rebounding coach on his bench is right now. They're giving up an offensive rebound every time down the floor.
Off the feed, McDermott. And there is field goal number 1,000 in Doug McDermott's amazing career. Robinson, open look for three, knocks it down. Forrest Robinson buries his second three of the game. Oh, Chapman beat Garrett and knocked away, and a foul. As we take a look at the last field goal from Doug McDermott, 1,000 field goals. Last to reach that impressive milestone, Calbert Chaney, Indiana.
I believe another 4-year player. It's hard to do if you're leaving early. But that was a great read by Doug McDermott to turn the corner. He knew the big guy was trailing him. Took it right to the rim.
There's Chapman at the free throw line shooting two. Garrett picked up the foul his first.
Ethan Wragge back in for the Bluejays.
Wragge returns and McDermott grabs a seat.
What we're seeing tonight, Corey, though, is really what Creighton's Achilles heel is. They've got to rebound the ball better on the defensive board, and oftentimes when you're not playing with two big guys, it's difficult to do that. Their guards got to get more involved in guard rebound. 1-3-1 zone for Creighton. DePaul hasn't had much success. They need to figure this thing out.
Garrett, extra pass comes out to Robinson. The fake, now the fire, and buries another three. It's a 1-point game. Robinson now with 8.
Great ball movement.
Martino scores over Hamilton. Martino with 4.
Every time they work to get within one possession, they give up an easy basket at the rim. They got to dig in.
We saw that a bit in the first half, too. Creighton scoring easily on the inside.
Way too easy on that play.
Shot clock is at 7 for Young. The senior with 5 in the paint. Tapped around into the hands of Chapman. Gibbs wide open for 3. Short from the get-go, and Young the rebound.
That's being rusty. Hasn't played in a while. Out of rhythm.
DePaul takes a timeout. We'll keep it here with 7:53 to play. So DePaul can tie it with a 3 on this trip.
Great job right here of ball movement, getting the zone flattened out, hitting it back to the top. Forrest Robinson, see you later. I'm shooting this 3 no matter what.
Recent games against Seton Hall and Providence, because DePaul was shorthanded without Cleveland Melvin, Billy Garrett Jr., and Charles McKinney, guys like Forrest Robinson and R.J. Currington received some more playing time.
And they responded. You know, that's what good basketball teams and players do. Somebody goes down with an injury, next man up. Let's go. We got enough to win here. We're good enough to win. I'm good enough to help my team win. That's the attitude DePaul's taking tonight, and it's showing. They're right there with a chance to win this game with 8 minutes left.
See DePaul with just 2 timeouts remaining now.
Creighton goes back man to man.
Meanwhile, looks like we have a wet spot on the floor. And that will be taken care of, and that will take us to an official timeout with 7:48 to play here in the second half. Great ball game tonight here in Omaha. Creighton by 3, DePaul ball when we come back. Well, this week, get in the ring with Monday night fights for a full card of action, including a bout between junior welterweight Fidel Maldonado Jr. and John Nader. It all starts at 10 p.m. Eastern only on Fox Sports 1. 7:48 to play, second half. Creighton 59, DePaul 56. Blue Demons basketball. As play resumes, Lumberjack Night. Probably 18,000 plus per usual here at the CenturyLink Center.
They're 5th in the country in attendance. That is big time.
DePaul can tie with a 3. This game has not been tied since it was a 13-13 game. How about a 2, though, for Darrell McDonald? He has 9.
Creighton switching all ball screens. As soon as McDonald saw McDermott on him, he went right at him and drove right by him.
Maniga finds McDermott and a foul. This will be on Robinson.
That was a really good ATO play after timeout. You get an opportunity as a coach. Greg McDermott called a set play. Got Doug McDermott on the move. Good choice, obviously. And he got right to the basket for 2 free throws.
McDermott now 5 of 5 at the line.
Actually checking in for R.J. Currington is number 5, Billy Garrett.
McDermott 5 rebounds. His next rebound, by the way, will be career rebound number 1,000.
guy's putting up unbelievable numbers, isn't he?
It's like every possession is another milestone about to be set.
I wish I had his trophy room. Mismatch inside. Hamilton versus Wragge.
The freshman, Hamilton, he was fouled.
That's just good basketball. Hamilton's got 3 or 4 inches on Wragge, probably 25, 30 pounds. No double team comes. Great job of recognized matchup, mismatch, going right at it.
Wragge the foul, his second. 3 team fouls on Creighton, so Hamilton shooting 2. And way off in the first. 74% free throw shooters, Tommy Hamilton the fourth.
Hope DePaul keeps going inside to Hamilton as long as Creighton plays with this small lineup.
2 big misses there.
2 misses equals turnover. Can't happen on the road in this kind of environment. Got to make free throws.
Maniga struggled tonight. 0-4 from the field. Chapman, Wragge, open for 3. Knocks it down. That's Wragge's 3rd 3 of the game. Garrett trying to answer with the left hand and scores. Nice take by the freshman.
It's amazing how many easy baskets Creighton has given up in the second half.
McDermott short on that 3-point try. Young the rebound. Garrett, his runner is short. And Wragge has the rebound.
Freshman mistake, got a little bit sped up, tried to make a play against a really balanced court defensively.
McDermott can't hit inside. The putback, no, and a foul. McDermott, as we mentioned, on the cusp of 1,000 rebounds, and sure enough, he has it now. But how about this list? More than 1,000 rebounds, 2,750 career points, and McDermott the 8th on this impressive list.
3 Hall of Famers, Larry Bird, Elvin Hayes, Oscar Robertson. All the rest of those guys, great college players.
Tyler Hansbrough had a phenomenal career at North Carolina in recent years.
And he's a very solid pro. I'm not sure anybody expected him to be as good as he is. Obviously, Larry Bird did when he drafted him, but he's really had a nice career and going to play for a long time.
I have to note all the numbers on McDermott. I guess officially he is a walk-on this year. As Grant Gibbs inherited his scholarship when he came back.
He gets to live off campus. The rest of the scholarship guys have to live in these little apartments. He's out there in the penthouse.
Well, Greg McDermott wondering where the over and back call was, and sure enough, a delayed call, but the right call nonetheless. So DePaul turns it over back to the Blue Jays.
Just an unforced error, unfortunately. Put him in a position where he had to chase it down and touch it. The officials are waiting for each other to call it.
Robinson sits. Sandy Marchuch back in for DePaul. Hamilton's coming out. Kinney back in. DePaul's been within 1 here in the second half. Creighton ball, Blue Jays by 5 with 5:05 to play.
We're in for a great finish here on Fox Sports 1.
Whistle away from the ball. This will be a foul on DePaul. This is going to be on Young. That's his first and the 7th team foul. Now this puts Creighton in the bonus. And the Blue Jays, a good free throw shooting team, 2nd best in the Big East Conference.
It'll be interesting, Corey. when you get in the bonus with 5 minutes left and you got a player like Doug McDermott, I think you got to go to him. You got to, because he's going to at least get fouled. I mean, it's the worst that happens is he gets fouled. He's either going to get a 3 or 2 or get somebody a good shot out of a double team or get the foul. And he's a great shooter.
This is a 1-and-1 here. I mentioned his free throw shooting numbers. He's approaching 90% for the season.
People are surprised when he misses.
Timeout, Blue Jays.
And the Blue Jays call time. We'll keep it here with 5 minutes to play. And the Creighton lead of 7. Well, after the game, the Fox Sports Live crew brings you the very latest on the Alex Rodriguez lawsuit against Major League Baseball, plus our countdown to Friday night's #1 highlight. And Jay and Dan with the latest from Sochi. That's coming up. And we are done here, right here on Fox Sports 1.
That was an interesting timeout by Greg McDermott. It just went up 7. It's going to be DePaul's ball. I wonder if he made a play call, dead ball play call. They want to take advantage of McDermott, of his son Doug coming back down the floor. That was interesting.
Greg McDermott. The Blue Jays have yet to lose here at home this year, 12-0. We go back to last year, Creighton has won 14 straight here at home.
You don't want to disappoint a bunch of mad Lumberjacks. They got to win this. There could be an axe murder.
It's a big possession for DePaul. Garrett off the fake and a foul. This will be a reach on Chapman. That is just the 4th team foul on Creighton and the 1st on Chapman.
Look at Wragge's got Machuch. They're hitting each other. And Billy Garrett is deceptively quick. He gets by smaller guys and can shoot over them.
Now, something has stood out watching Garrett, especially here tonight. Even after a missed shot or a turnover, he doesn't get rattled. You don't see a big expression on his face like he's disappointed in himself.
That's a great point, Corey. He's got a lot of confidence in himself. He believes in his teammates, and he doesn't get rattled.
It looked like Wragge took a shot from Young right on the chin on the drive here. Well, he sure did, and Wragge the last to touch the ball, so it stays with DePaul with 20 to shoot. But take a look right there. Got an elbow right to the Lumberjack beard.
Good thing he's wearing that beard.
A wild shot off the mark from Young. Wragge able to corral the rebound. Empty trip for DePaul, and Chapman nearly turned it over. McKinney had a hand on it, could not hang on. It stays with Creighton and 26 to shoot.
I like Chapman's look, though. He's trying to get the ball to Doug McDermott early in the possession because he knows he's either going to get fouled or make something good happen for somebody else. That's a great decision and a great substitution by Greg to get somebody back in here with experience like Grant Gibbs down the stretch of the game.
Chapman thought he was coming out. Instead, he stays, and Dingman grabs a seat. Gibbs returns. Dangerous pass. McDermott has it, and there's contact and a foul call. This will be on McDermott. Nope, on DePaul, excuse me. It's on DePaul.
That's not the way they drew it up to run today. Creighton made a busted out of bounds play. They're lucky they got the foul, or it could have been an over and back. He only got fouled 3 times.
Yeah, McKinney shot to McDermott's head.
He got one of those late hits in. NFL, that would have been a 15-yard personal foul after the whistle.
They called the foul on Young. So Young was the first to initiate the contact with McDermott before McKinney got in there. Now 18 fouls.
This is the last guy you want to see on the foul line in this arena going down the stretch of a game.
McDermott now with 28. And with that, he has tied J.J. Redick with 17th all-time NCAA scoring history.
I want to see DePaul get the ball in the paint on either a post-up or a blow-by drive. Don't settle for a jumper.
Hamilton turns around on Wragge. Back to Young with 9. Off the dribble, can't hit. And McDermott the rebound.
Not a bad shot. Pull up, 7-footer. Young usually makes that. Pretty good possession.
Creighton ball, the Blue Jays on a 10-2 run. Trying to build in a 9-point lead. Gibbs feeds McDermott, give him 30. Another 30-point game for Doug McDermott.
It's ridiculous how good he is off the ball.
McKinney trying to answer, can't hit the 3, and Chapman the rebound.
McKinney's not a great shooter. They've got a size advantage in the post. Got to get the ball in the paint. Don't settle for a 3 on the second pass of a possession late like this.
And a foul is going to be called on Forrest Robinson. So Creighton at the free throw line when we come back. Doug McDermott, a 30-point night. The numbers continue to climb for the possible 3-time All-American.
Don Bell and Ryan Field with here in L.A. Coming up after the game on Fox Sports Live. A huge NBA clash between the Pacers and Trailblazers. And also, we'll count down to Friday's #1 highlight.
Plus, A-Rod backs off. Huge news on his lawsuit against Major League Baseball. That's all coming up after the final buzzer. Now back to Corey and Kevin in Omaha. Fellas?
All right, guys, thank you very much. Creighton on top by 11 as we take a look at our game summary. Doug McDermott, 8th player in history to amass 2,750 points, 1,000 rebounds. Blue Demons were within 1 at one point here in the second half, but Creighton on a run, and the lead is 11.
You know, it's really interesting that Creighton would be up 11 points and only shoot 6 for 23 on threes at home. They got to solve going forward if they want to win the Big East or the tournament or go deep in the NCAA tournament. They got to solve their defensive rebounding problems.
See where Doug McDermott now ranks 17th all time. Shooting a 1-and-1 here after the foul on Robinson, by the way, who is now fouled out. So Forrest Robinson, who you see there, is done. He finished with 11 points. McDermott now tonight with 32 points. It's his 8th 30-point game of the year. And the 22nd in his career. That ties the Creighton record shared by Bob Portman. Hamilton trapped. Good defense on the interior.
You're right, Corey. A great job by Wragge to give help.
Wragge was wide open. Marchuch was late. Back up the floor. Ball have 1 run left. Foul will be called. This will be on McDermott. It's his first and the 5th team foul. So Paul not yet in the bonus. Another miss, and Gibbs the rebound.
DePaul expended a lot of energy getting back to a position where they're only down a point. They've really struggled to deal with McDermott in the last couple minutes, 3 minutes, and they've struggled offensively.
Creighton riding a 14-2 run. Like you said, Kevin, it was just a few minutes ago that DePaul was within a single point. Chapman can't hit. McDermott tapped it, and Young stayed in bounds, and DePaul has possession. Here's Young splitting defenders and scores. Pretty play. Nice finish with the left hand for Young. And Oliver Purnell takes a timeout, leaving DePaul with one remaining, with 1:16 to play. Well, time now for tonight's Land Rover Player of the Game, and this is a shocker. But tonight, that honor goes to number 3, Doug McDermott, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 17th all-time NCAA scoring history.
You know, when you look at that, Corey, look at all the different ways he scores and helps his teammates score. In that highlight, we saw him catch a dunk versus zone, make a great pass for a wide open shot for a teammate, get to the post, make a play, shoot the ball from 3. He can do it all. He is a multi-skilled, intelligent, unselfish basketball player. DePaul's got to try to force turnovers and get deflections. The foul game now is going to be tough to win at. It's already 11 points.
A minute to go. Creighton at St. John's on Sunday. DePaul will host Villanova on Wednesday. Gibbs with 4, down to 3. Maniga knocks it down. Well, he missed his first 4. He buries that one, and the lead is 14. Young is fouled by McDermott. And that's his second. So Young at the line, shooting 2. 32 seconds to play.
Good to see something good happen for O Canada. Based on his performance tonight, at least he took something out of the game, played great defensively. I'm glad to see him hit a shot. They got to go to St. John's and play a heck of a game on Sunday.
See that game right here on Fox Sports 1 at the Garden on Sunday. Meanwhile, DePaul 32 seconds away from seeing its losing streak extend to 6. There's a walk-on, Peter Rickbosch, sophomore from St. Ignatius High School in Chicago.
DePaul did a lot of really good things tonight. It's not going to show in the final score, but they played a tremendous amount of good minutes throughout the game at different times. They just weren't able to put a full 40 minutes together.
DePaul will fall to 2-9 in league play. Again, DePaul without the services of its top scorer, top rebounder, and Cleveland Melvin remains suspended. Violation of team rules. Melvin's now been out the last 4 games. And Chapman knocks down the free throw.
It's hard to get over the hump in a great major conference like the Big East. When you're playing from the bottom up, nothing ever comes easy. It's tough enough when you're playing from the top down, but when you're playing from the bottom up, you got to be perfect.
I think the final score is going to indicate how close this game was. Now, Creighton's going to win by double digits, but DePaul was within a possession on numerous occasions here in the second half. There's a walk-on. Edwin McGee scores. And Gibbs can dribble out the remaining seconds. And Creighton will pull into a first-place tie with Villanova atop the league at 9-1. All over tonight here in Omaha. Creighton wins 78-66 here tonight in Omaha. Blue Jays are now 19-3, 9-1 in league play. DePaul falls to 10-14, 2-9 in league play. Creighton 78, DePaul 66. Fox Sports Live starts right now.
You just saw Creighton pick up their 19th win of the season, and we're headed right back out to Omaha for a one-on-one with Doug McDermott. But first, Jay and Dan are in Sochi. Can you imagine what these guys are doing? We've got a picture that you want to pay attention to. The most controversial aspect of the Olympics, the toilets. Get excited.